In this section, we'll discuss how to use Liferay DXP 7.4 as a headless platform. A traditional CMS enables users to create and edit content on a back-end, and the system then displays that content on a pre-built front-end delivery layer. These solutions have been very useful, especially for marketers to easily upload and edit content for websites without the assistance of a developer. But as technology started to shift away from desktop to mobile and other devices, new delivery layers needed to be created, which made content uploading more burdensome for both developers and marketers. To circumvent these shortcomings, developers have created headless solutions. A headless CMS is a system with no front-end components, or head, to determine how the content is presented to end users. Content instead can be published anywhere, for many channels through an API. With an API, front-end developers are free to build as many heads as they want, such as websites, apps, kiosks, smartwatches, and others, for more ways to deliver richer and faster user experiences, since these front-end presentations are not tied to the page layout system of a CMS. In addition, separating the front-end presentation layer speeds the time to market and allows for integration with other third-party technologies, keeping content future-proof and scalable for upcoming innovative devices. However, to use a CMS headlessly, a decoupled architecture must be in place to support a pure headless approach. In a traditional CMS, your architecture is coupled or connected, but to leverage a headless CMS, your architecture needs to be decoupled. Decoupled architecture refers to a state of an IT environment in which two or more systems somehow work or are connected without being completely connected. It is a type of IT operation environment where systems, elements, or components have very little knowledge about other components. The decoupled architecture also allows for a variety of approaches in terms of content delivery. These approaches fall into three categories: traditional CMS, a hybrid approach, and full headless. However, a full headless CMS has its own downfalls. Marketers may struggle due to the lack of traditional content editing features, such as site building and page layout. To combat these problems, a hybrid CMS has pre-built front-end delivery tools, but are connected to the back-end through APIs. It has all the benefits of a headless CMS, but still retains its head or delivery layer, just detached. This means that marketers can still access templates, publishing tools, and content previews before an API pushes out the content to the different front ends. This hybrid approach is the method that Liferay DXP excels at. Our use case, the Mondego Group, is planning to adopt this hybrid CMS model for their platform. This will enable them to continue to leverage Liferay DXP's UI for more traditional site building and content management tasks, but also enables them to be flexible in their approach to reaching additional channels such as mobile applications. Liferay provides a suite of APIs that perform the same kinds of actions available in the web interface. This is especially useful when you must get data in a machine-readable format. There are three different approaches available for clients to connect to Liferay DXP via Web API: Headless REST, APIs, GraphQL API, and plain web/REST services. Liferay's headless APIs allow RESTful interaction with Liferay DXP resources. The GraphQL API is a query language that supports interactions similar to the headless REST APIs, but with slightly more flexibility. Liferay's web services are part of an older framework, still supported by DXP, but no longer recommended for complex headless operations. These APIs are closely tied to Liferay DXP's internal workings and thus lack the power and flexibility that the newer headless options provide. However, web services may provide a simpler way to execute certain tasks. Just like with Liferay's web interface, all interactions via Headless API are made using a particular user account or as a guest. Liferay's APIs support three ways of authenticating: via basic authentication, via OAuth token, and via cookie. Liferay's Headless APIs allow RESTful interaction with Liferay DXP resources. The Headless APIs follow Open API specification. This defines a standard for REST interactions and allows for straightforward implementation and consumption. Definitions for Liferay's headless APIs can be accessed on a running Liferay DXP instance at server port O/API. A full list of the out-of-the-box headless APIs that Liferay DXP provides can be found here, app.swaggerhub.com/organizations/Liferay Inc. In this slide, we can see a partial list of Liferay DXP's headless APIs that are available out of the box as they appear on Swagger Hub. Nearly all Liferay DXP's tools and functionalities can be leveraged via these APIs, with some having their own API and others being bundled together. For example, the Headless Form API specifically covers the features found within the Liferay native Forms application, whereas the Headless Delivery API covers several different aspects of content management, including blogs, documents, and web content. Liferay Commerce's features are also represented here via Headless APIs, which is particularly important due to B2B use cases' strong need for integration with various external systems, such as CRMs, PIMs, and other e-commerce-related software. Our use case, the Mondego Group, will leverage the Headless Delivery API to enable their application to display recent news articles from their platform. New to DXP 7.4, Liferay Objects provides a low-code method of creating custom business objects. These created objects function similarly to out-of-the-box applications and even appear in the site menu alongside them. When a new object is created, an associated Headless API is automatically generated, enabling custom entities to immediately be leveraged by external systems and removing the need to manually create APIs to access their associated data, which frees up developer time for other projects. The Mondego Group could use this functionality to avoid requiring developers to create a back-end project to handle accounts. Instead of a full OSGI module, Mondego could instead create a Liferay object with the same functionality. This saves precious developer time and removes the need to create a custom headless API, as one is automatically generated upon the creation of the object. Let's review our use case for this section. The Mondego Group has created a React-based financial management application that they want to connect to data within their Liferay DXP platform. They plan to use Liferay-provided headless APIs to connect user data, account data, and news articles from Liferay DXP and make use of it within their remote application. This will allow them to require users to log in with their Liferay DXP credentials, allow users to see the balances in their various accounts, show recent account activity for a user's accounts, and populate a news feed section with web content articles of a particular structure. Now we've reached our knowledge check for this section. Mondego's options for connecting to Liferay DXP via Web API include blank, blank, and blank. Should Mondego create custom business objects to represent things like customer accounts using Liferay objects, they would quickly be able to externally leverage data from that object thanks to the blank that is automatically generated when a new object is created.